for the small cock guy. What the fuck is wrong with these people? And it keeps happening. Like, they will try and get the guy and snake their friend, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's not always true because
your best
like
friend would suck the skin off my dick. That's the truth.
And I let her do it at the same time.
Both.
We ain't gonna
Is there
end a 19-year
I have a question.
friendship.
You know, when you're
a
on
small
my stream, no. I'm just curious. Zerka,
one ovary at a time.
Focus. Okay, cool.
I can only fertilize one at a time.
Why do you keep calling us ovaries?
Wait.
It's so obnoxious.
I don't remember the fucking names.
Zerka,
you want me to just call you like?
Yeah, cry.
Okay,
Call
so
the police.
No.
This dude is the biggest troll. Like, it's almost impressive. Like, he's a bigger troll than Andrew Tate.
Stream the other day.
I should just call you dentures then.
Oh my god.
Right here, she is over it. Hold up.
No.
Right here. Look at her face. Oh, she's ready to go home. She's attractive too.
Stream the other day.
I should just call you dentures then.
Oh
You're
my
gonna call
god.
us ovaries.
Where's this sound coming from?
Okay, right here.
One mic at a time, ladies.
Shit, bro. I feel like Israel.
Thank you. Okay.
All right, go ahead.
So Zerka, earlier when you were on my stream the other day,
You're not Latina, are you?
I am, but you're trying to dodge a question.
You're role playing.
So when you were in my stream,
So white girl right here, bro.
He's trying to dodge the fact.
I know he's trying to dodge the question so badly it hurts.
All right, what's
okay.
your question? Go ahead.
So earlier when you were on my stream, you said that you would marry your daughter.
Whoa.
So
What the hell?
if you married your daughter and like had sex with her, that would stop her female inclination of trying to be like toxic towards other women. Do you think that successfully marrying your daughter will do that? Because you said you wanted to do
let us
that.
all know he said he'll marry his daughter.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
he said that. He said that he would marry and fuck his daughter at 18. So I'm just curious.
I also read a tweet from him that said he believed that 16-year-old women, even though I said there's no such
True.
thing as a 16-year-old woman,
Absolutely
are
not.
ideal for marriage.
True.
So
No, but I want to know about your daughter though. Like, do you think that will help her be less toxic if you fucked her and married her, like you want to do?
Are you taking this comment?
Yeah.
Did you say that?
He literally,
She's taking
I said it
She's
to you.
nailing it right now.
She's taking out of
No,
context.
not out of context. I swear this is work.
Yo, Myron's like, why do I have this full of my shit? Did you say that, my nigga? Out of context is crazy. How can you take that out of context? How? Like, that's probably what the nigga said, but he's a troll at the end of the day.
That's the let it cook, man.
All right.
and he recommended to us that we marry our sons.
Yes,
I just said in a hypothetical, okay? It's like
It wasn't a hypothetical.
You said you would.
It's a listen.
Okay.
I just said
Yeah,
I
his
wouldn't-
clearance is on your ass.
check this out. All right.
I just want to know.
All right.
There
hold
you
on.
go.
Okay.
Let him answer.
All right. Don't cancel me till I hit 1 million subs, then fuck me up. But yo, check this out. What I said was, since men do all the work in a relationship, if I had a kid with you, God forbid, but if I had a kid with you, it would be 50% of my DNA, 50% of like the Puerto Rican, I guess. But now, if it's my blood-related daughter, that's 75% my kid. You know, I put in more work. So my goal is to marry my firstborn. But this is just a dream I had.
Yeah.
And in the dream, it made sense. Did it not make sense in the dream?
But I just want to know, you dodged the question again. Do you think marrying your daughter will be better for her health? Like she'll be less toxic?
No,
if
I
you
wouldn't
married
marry
her?
my daughter.
You said you would earlier.
No,
though.
I wouldn't.
I have it on the bod. Don't lie.
Are you about incest?
Roll the
No.
clip. Roll the clip.
Yeah.
It was a hypothetical.
No.
I was exploring Sigmund Freud. You know,
No,
Sigmund Freud.
what we were talking about is like people who have like daughters, sons, and then you literally said, oh, well, if I'm going to marry someone, it would be my daughter.
No, this one's a joke, but the 16-year-old one is
joke,
true.
but okay.
Check this out. There's studies.
Oh my God. Wait. Let him cook.
No one's getting banned. I got you guys.
Wow.
Don't worry. I'm half Jewish. All right. The 16-year-old girl, right? All I did was read studies. And their studies are talking about in a theocratic society, a 16-year-old girl would marry a 16-year-old boy.
Right.
And I was like, what is the benefit of this pedophilia? This is gross. Totally gross, right? It's not like they do it in other countries. So anyways, the benefit, apparently, I just read studies. You know, it's like reading black people studies for crime. You know, don't do that, right? They'll hate you for it. Otherwise, I love black people. Can't get enough of them. But if you read studies, people think I hate them. So and Albanians, we're crazy.
Focus on the question.
So now look at this. I just read.
What is wrong with this nigga, bro?
At 16, a lot of researchers have said the bones are more elastic, the hormone profile is higher for an easier birth, and you get more time with the kid instead of hitting the wall and getting old and can't take care of the kid. So the studies are talking about thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years of civilizations. And, you know, I know we're doing the gay progressive like last 40 years, whatever, but I just read studies and I said, you know what? Is there an argument against this? And nobody could argue it.
That's so funny.
Well, what's the
because
argument?
The argument is that when you actually look at the statistics, as people make fun of me, most people who have birth at 16 are much more likely to die than if you had birth at 20. So I'm just saying, like, that's
You know what's weird? You know what's weird? All of these people freaked out when I said a 16-year-old boy marries a 16-year-old
You didn't say
girl.
that. You said 16-year-old
Watch
women.
the clip. This
You said
bitch is a
six-
retard.
No, no, no. It was your
A
tweet.
16-year-old boy and a 6-year-old girl is what I said.
You said
okay?
16-year-old women were ready for
You
marriage.
said you fuck Lizzo. Shut the fuck up, you liar. I said a 16-year-old boy.
So, Zerka, would you marry a
Let me finish.
16-year-old?
Yo, let me finish. Like, let's not pretend
Okay.
I'm not the star of the show.
Yeah, you are the star. Would you marry a 16-year-old if you could?
Catch up. So I said in this study that I read, it made sense. And you know what's so funny?
Zerka, would you
all
marry a
you women
16-year-old?
who are
Stop
freaked.
dodging the question. Would you marry a 16-year-old if you could?
I know, don't look at me like that.
No, I don't like. I like 18. But now check this out.
Finally.
I read this study, and you know what's so funny? All the girls who try to cancel me for it, all of you girls in this room are freaking out that a 16-year-old would be having sex with their married partner. All you whores had sex at 16. Gross. That's the fucking funny part of that tweet. It was bait. Yo, we're pretending. Who lost their virginity like me?
Look at homegirl.
Part of that tweet. It was bait. Yo, we're pretending.
She can't believe this shit. She's over it. She's hot too. They got some cuties on the panel.
Who lost their virginity like me? Pure heart. I lost it at 20. None of you. You guys are fucking in rollerblades like disgusting animals, and you're acting like me reading a study. You guys are the pedophiles, not me.
Answer the question.
Raise your hand here if you lost your virginity at 16, 17. Let's go, liars. Look at these liars, bro.
No one's gonna.
Wait, I didn't
15, there you go. There's one.
I was 13, but
You know
we were in a
what? So
relationship
explain
for
your
2
career.
years.
Okay.
Hey, yo, we were together for 2 years.
Oh my God.
There you go.
You attack on
There you
both
go.
sides. You know, I feel
I
like,
didn't even attack you.
I
That
feel
was
like
on
these
you.
porn stars when they're taking all the dicks. You
I
know?
would say,
I'm not a porn star, babe.
I mean, listen, I would say it's fairly true that women in general lose their virginities at earlier ages than men do.
Yeah.
Keep it 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
because
Yeah.
y'all fucking is 18 and we 14 and y'all fucking us. That's why. So y'all older and we younger.
What?
That's how it is.
You,
I'm not the only one that it happened to me.
She's
I
saying
lost
that
my
older men
virginity
prey
with the
on younger
same guy,
women.
and
You
we're
just
still friends
agreed.
to this day.
It happened to me.
anyhow,
I thought everybody
Yeah,
was.
that's a good point.
Is it
because-
older men prey on younger women or younger
Yeah.
women prefer older
No,
men?
but also,
Younger older
women
men
definitely prefer older
prey on
women.
younger
No,
women.
Byron's right. There's
older
arousal
women
with an
are
older
never
guy.
gonna
There's
go-
Well, younger
Older
women.
women are never gonna fuck a high school boy.
Exactly.
Like you're never.
That's a
gonna-
lie.
Oh
That's
my-
not true at
Ew.
all.
Okay,
That's not
I mean,
true.
okay,
my
so
mom
for
is a
the
cougar,
teacher,
so I can
like,
attest to
lame.
that.
Yo,
It's
listen,
way
news.
less
Hold
common.
on, hold on.
It's way less
Ladies,
common.
guys, she's correct. Like in general,
Yeah,
women
exactly.
are gonna fuck like date men that are significantly younger than them, but men that are older will date women that are significantly younger than them. That's why it's so sensationalized in the news when a woman does actually have sex with a high school kid, because it's not common. That's why they sensationalize it. But in general, it doesn't happen. Women prefer men that are older, and men prefer women that are younger. So I find it funny though how you framed it that men are predatory
Oh
for doing
no,
that.
no, no. Let
when
me
that's the
let me
female
clarify.
preference.
Let me clarify. Okay.
Yeah.
I think if you are a man and you're specifically looking for a 16-year-old, we know that 16-year-old brains, their prefrontal cortex, it's not developed. They're still developing.
You can say that
Hey,
to
let me
25.
finish.
You
said
can
I-
say that till
Let
25
me
years
finish.
old. So you don't believe
Okay,
in a
oh my
22-year-old girl
God. Are
getting
you gonna
fucked.
let me finish? Are you gonna let me finish? Or are you gonna keep? Okay, good.
Because I'll never finish with you.
So, oh God. so basically,
All right, go ahead.
okay.
Hmm.
No, the older you get, the more you're.
Can't lie, this fool is comedy, but at the same time, this nigga, I don't know, he's lost his fucking, I don't know, bro. He's off his rocker. Like,
Develops. Obviously, this isn't
Yeah.
0 to 100. It's not like, oh, you're selling
I'll be right
25 and then like, you know, you're much more developed. No, it's a progression, right?
Okay.
So if you have an older man preying on somebody who's like 16, that's predatory behavior. Now, if they're more developed and they're like younger, but not like 10 years younger, 8 years younger, that's a different story.
Question: are you using the prefrontal cortex argument as your main basis for why the women are being, I guess, the men are being predators because their prefrontal cortex isn't developed?
It's not just a prefrontal. It's the brain
was
is
the main thing
Just
you left
bite the
with.
bullet.
yeah,
Just
but
bite
it's
the
not. It's
bullet.
much less developed compared to a 22-year-old, 20-year-old, 25-year-old.
It's not developed until you're 25, really.
Not completely,
Yeah.
but it's not 0 to
No,
100.
no, no,
Like
that's-
obviously, a
what?
2-year-old is not the same thing as a 25-year-old.
Yeah.
But there's a series of development that happens.
Yeah.
A 25-year-old is closer to a 23-year-old
Okay, so
than a
Biggsy,
16-year-old.
So you're saying in this instance of a 16-year-old, okay, I agree with you on that, but you got to understand that women overwhelmingly prefer older men.
I don't disagree with that. I just don't think that men should be preying on women who are younger than 18 if they're older than 18.
Why 18?
Okay, I can agree with that.
18 is usually like the age of consent. That's when people start doing
Well,
steps
take the
towards
law out of it.
adulthood.
Why do you think 18?
Because I think that when somebody turns 18, they start taking steps towards adulthood where their development increases, where they're able to do more things, realize more risks in life.
You think there's that much of a maturity difference between a 16-year-old and an 18-year-old?
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
100%.
Because you graduate high school, it kind of traps your brain into like, learning how to follow people. But when you're 18, you out of it, you do what you want to do. Like,
What
you
about
make your own
18
minds
and
up.
19? Is there any difference there?
No.
Much smaller, very little.
But 16 to 18 is a big one.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I think we can all agree
No.
legally date above 18. Cool. All right.
Yeah.
No,
I
no.
mean,
I only
depends on the
date
state.
18-year-olds and 19-year-olds. That's it.
Certain
That's all
states,
that's all I like.
certain states, I think the age of consent is like 15, right?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
Texas
Yeah.
is like
State.
17. I think Kentucky or Kansas is
That's
like 15.
crazy.
Different states have different ones, but
Is
Most of
that
these
true?
places have
Yeah,
Romeo and
yeah,
Juliet
really?
laws.
Different states have
I think the
different
age of
ages,
consent
yeah.
is
Yeah.
But there's Romeo and Juliet laws in place to make sure that the gap isn't too crazy. So like if a guy's, let's say a girl is like 17,
Oh.
right, and the guy's like 19, then it'll work because Romeo and Juliet laws, depending on where it is.
The Romeo and Juliet laws usually apply in areas where there's not that leniency. If it's like if they're already giving you 15, then they don't really need to give you the Romeo and Juliet laws because then that would allow like a 15-year-old to.
Yeah,
fuck,
I
like,
mean,
a
as in when
12-year-old.
I'm saying like the age of when the age of consent is
18,
less, yes,
yeah.
or yeah.
Well, I have an interesting.
It's an added buffer for people that get into relationships together that are young.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah,
I have an
Right.
interesting theory of why guys like younger women, right? So like my phone freezes from all the women wwho text me, right?
Oh my God, I know it
It's
doesn't.
unfortunate.
So popular.
But now look at this. I genuinely put me on a lie detector test. On God, I find a 25-year-old woman way prettier than a 19-year-old. She does her makeup better. She's more developed. She's just hotter. But she comes with an
I could get behind that. I can get behind that.
opinion.
And he spit is sometimes, and the other times he's just like, "What the hell are you talking about, bro?"
So fucking I'm not joking, man. She comes with all this extra stuff. So you go on a date and it kind of feels like a war. But if you date a 19-year-old girl, she just has fun.
Right.
And it's like you're never competing with fun. Because like when we're done working, right? When I'm done cranking your guys' viewer count, I just want peace and quiet and fun. No way I'll find that from a 25-year-old woman. There's no way.
You say
Right.
that, but you literally were talking about how you were like addicted to this chick who was trying to ruin your life and doing like coke every day. Like,
Yeah, I
what
was
do you
doing
mean
it. She
you're-
was not.
Yeah, but how can you say you want like a relaxing woman when you repeatedly talked about how you're like addicted to this crazy ass
Well,
chick?
for a year, she stayed in a basement and never went out once. You women could never do that. What
Yeah,
she
but you
did was
kept going
amazing.
back to the crazy ass chick like multiple times. You
First
said
of all,
it. You're
no.
addicted to her.
I'm
You
a-
got banned off Twitch because of it.
No, I didn't. I got banned because I called JD a whore, right? And I should probably take it back. Fuck that hoe. Hey, yo, check this out. Let me tell you something. It's all right. I already made my money. I robbed you guys. But yo, check this out. Why I like psychotic women who try and kill me when they're pretty is because, yeah, I'm not joking. Why I always, since I was a bouncer, loved when men were afraid of the psycho. Like, she's pretty, but that psycho bitch. Because if you're hot, you get fucked by a lot of people. If you're hot and psycho, for some reason, maybe it's the therapy and stuff, you don't get fucked as much. That's why I like going for those girls. It's not that I like to fucking argue with them. It's that their body counts are lower than a hot girl. If a hot girl's not a psycho, it's like 40 dudes bust inside her, and I gotta date the Twinkie. I'm not doing that shit. I want the psycho. I'll deal with the knife in my face. I'll deal with all that.
So you're
I
okay
don't-
with arguing. You're okay with the knife to your
Absolutely.
face.
I love arguing. What the fuck?
So then your whole
Arguing
sentence
with a
about the
woman?
18-year-old
It's like
girl
fighting a
doesn't
child.
make sense.
Huh?
Your argument about like an 18-year-old only, like that doesn't make sense because you love these psycho crazy bitches.
No. The
You
18-year-old
literally
is
said
bringing
that.
the 18-year-old is bringing what the psycho's bringing, a low to zero body count.
No, you said the 18-year-old is bringing no opinion.
But
Yo, chat, like, can y'all explain to me, like, why, like, look at her, like, she's completely checked out. Like, she obviously is not getting nothing from this. Why would a girl put herself through this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you obviously not really having a good time. Like what are you getting out of it? Like you just looking upset. Like, and I'm not saying like this conversation is like super thought provoking, but certain girls just shouldn't be on this shit. Like, if you really that type, that quiet type, like that wifey maybe type, you shouldn't even be here. Like, the fuck is the point of being on here and not saying shit?
Oh, you literally said, "I love those psycho bitches that argue with me." It's a contradiction.
No. If the missing variable is she got fucked by less dudes, then she seems 18 to me. That's the only thing.
The main thing that you were talking about
Connect
earlier
the
was
dots.
opinions.
The fuck? I thought you were Puerto Rican.
Dude, nice pivot, but okay.
All right, so I have a question for the ladies, real quick. Yeah, I'll hit and then I'll the chats after.
He's cooking.
Cool.
All right, so
right here got them
we're gonna start on the couch here. Miss Colorado, I'm just gonna start with you. Are women spoiled for choice to the point that they are corrupted?
Yeah.
You think so? Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. What about you, Miss 11?
I think we're a little spoiled, yeah.
Okay. Do you think it's corrupted women in general?
Yes.
Okay. What about you, Miss Houston?
What do you mean by spoiled?
Dating options with the advent of the internet, Instagram, social media, dating apps in general. Do you think women being spoiled for choice has corrupted them?
I don't really think women are spoiled.
You don't think so? Okay.
No.
All right. What about you, Miss Columbia?
Yes, I think so.
You think so? Okay. What about you?
No.
No? Okay.
Yeah, no.
You don't think so?
No.
What about you?
Wait, what? Women are not spoiled?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
it's
For choice.
Okay.
I think so too.
You think so?
Yes.
Yes?
Her
Yes.
face.
Okay.
Chat, like, what is going on with her?
No.
You don't think so? Okay.
Yeah, a little bit.
Can you guys scoot back some, please?
And then what about you?
Spoiled for choice, you mean like there's just so many options for us? So
Yeah.
Just yeah.
So you think so? Okay, because I kind of came up with this question just now because some of you identified as sapiosexual and all these other strange terms, and what I've realized is that girls kind of have a privilege to say ridiculous things like I'm a sapiosexual, I'm attracted to someone's personality, whatever, because they have so much abundance. Not one time have I ever met a man that said I'm sapiosexual or any of this other clown world shit. It's like, I like women, I'm heterosexual, it is what it is. But women have the privilege of saying clown world stuff like I'm a pansexual or I like this or I like that. And I think that
beautiful.
stems, I think that stems from women's abundance and choice. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
I think you're wrong, Martin.
Yeah.
Why
I'm
women get away with saying retard shit every day? Yo, shut the fuck up. Yo, why women get away with saying retard shit every day is because you guys, hold on. Let me finish, bro.
No.
Fresh.
Who are you talking to?
You guys are whispering throughout the whole podcast. It's so
What are you
rude.
talking about?
We're cooking. Let us cook.
Yo, dog, your coke is coking and you need to chill.
I
Like,
ran
dead
out.
ass.
Don't worry. This is the last 20
that's
minutes.
probably why you so intense. Oh
This
my
is the
God.
last 20 minutes.
He said the coke is coking, or she said the coke is coking.
I ran out. Look,
Yo.
why, Myron, I genuinely blame men for once.
Okay.
Why women get away with saying retarded shit is because Fresh, Myron, and Zerka, when we want pussy, we start nodding to the retard shit. She goes, I'm a Pisces and this and that.
Me too.
What the fuck? I'm saying it's retarded. Like when they start talking about astrology, Myron hates that. But when he's about to get pussy, he goes, damn, zodiac alignments. That's interesting.
Myron does the same exact thing on dates. Myron will debate you, and like if you bring up the wage gap on a date, it turns into after hours in the taco place.
Typical man. She's stupid or something.
typical
like that.
man
I've lost a lot of girls actually for being honest. Like that. When girls, I can't hold back anymore.
You will
When
Frank
girls say
Castle
some
girls
shit-
from a date. Seriously.
You know what's funny? We've been
Really,
on
Myron?
double dates,
Yes.
right?
You spend hundreds of dollars, let's say, on a date, and then you won't just like nod along with the retarded shit to get some pussy.
No,
he doesn't.
He's
bro.
exactly the same
Yo,
on dates.
You're more red than me.
Yeah,
Yo, you know what's funny? We've been on double dates, right? And like, I have everything set up. The girl will say something like, "Oh, well, you know what? I think I did this because I'm a Pisces or whatever." He'd be like, "Oh, I'm like, shit, it's fucked up now because he's gonna say, argue with her right there on a date." He doesn't
I
turn
tell
off.
girls to their face like that was stupid.
Yeah, he'll say it right.
Like, because I think here's the thing. I think women need to be checked more on the ridiculous things that they say. We don't tell women that they're stupid. We don't tell them that was dumb. That we don't tell them that's wrong. And I think that's why women walk around and say ridiculous things. No offense to you ladies, but some of y'all have said some ludicrous things. I'm a sapiosexual. I would date a transformer, blah, blah, blah. No one ever corrects women for their fuckery.
Myron, can I
Yeah,
ask you? Do you
please.
have like many like gay friends at all, or like queer friends? Okay, but you were saying like I've never met a man who identified in these ways, and I think it's literally just because you don't really have any you're not really friends with any
Actually,
men
you
who
know
are
what?
like queer.
No, when I was in the academy, one of my classmates was gay, and he didn't use any of those weird terms because men, when they're homosexual, they can be more direct. They don't have to say dumb shit like, "Oh yeah, I identify." No, they just go on Grindr and get their dick sucked. Easy.
Do you think Destiny's lying when he says he's bisexual?
No, I saw a video.
I mean, I think men wouldn't lie about something like that because that hurts you.
No, it increases his bottom line for sure.
I think Destiny is bi.
For his
yeah.
market?
Wait, I don't
No, I
understand
don't
how
think it's about selling. I think he genuinely is who he is.
I believe it.
What are you saying?
You're saying like it hurts you. What do you mean exactly by it hurts you? It hurts your chances with women
Yes.
if you lie about being bi?
No. Being bisexual as a man significantly decreases your prospects in females.
That's true.
Yeah, so wouldn't you lie about being straight then?
What? Like what? I'm not spiteful at all. Is she not? What am I supposed to do?
Wouldn't there be like a bunch of bi men?
Huh?
Lying about being straight.
No,
because
that's
it
why I'm saying I believe
decreases-
him when he says he's bisexual because there's no reason to lie about that.
Yeah, but earlier you said like, oh, I've never met a man who is like, bi or pan, or like mostly most men are not like that, or never met a man like that. But I'm saying if they're bi and they want to sleep with women, and you're saying that hurts their chances.
No, he's
why
saying
wouldn't they
retarded stuff
lie?
like demisexual, pansexual,
Yeah.
and Lizzo's
If they're
hot.
any of that shit, why wouldn't they just lie and say that they're straight? Because that would increase their chances with women.
Right. Basically, she's saying like.
Why would they?
I don't even get it.
I don't understand your.
She's saying they could, she's saying that they could actually be pan or whatever, but then they're just telling women and other people
so
I'm
they relate.
straight
Yeah,
in order to get
Yeah.
laid.
So okay. So going back to what I was gonna say, like when men say, "Oh, I identify with astrology," or they say any of these stupid buzz terms that women do, they say that to build rapport to have sex. But if you get that guy in a locker room with other dudes, he's gonna say, I don't give a fuck about this shit. It's stupid. Like women believe in like extraterrestrial bullshit, blah blah blah, like the unexplained. The thing with men is men have to live in a fact-based reality. I can't sit here, be a fucking loser, and blame it on being a Scorpio like a woman can. Like there is a burden of performance on men.
Yeah, no.
There's no burden of performance on women.
What I'm saying is that when it comes to your personal experience of meeting men who are straight, there's a chance that they're just like lying because they don't want their reputation to be hurt.
I agree.
Wait, say that again. Where
There's a chance that when you meet men who claim that they're straight, there's
Yeah.
a chance that they're lying because they don't want their reputation to be hurt. Right? If you go around and you're like, oh, that guy's like gay or he's bi, that could hurt their chances with women. So they might just be like,
No. In 2023, there's a lot of sympathy pussy that's traded. So a lot of guys, get sympathy. acting like a simp or bi or like trying to.
But earlier
you know
it
how
was
being
said that
bi is
the-
like a trend. They
Earlier,
try and-
earlier it was literally said that hurts your chances with women.
I'm
So
saying
which
I
one
disagree.
is it?
I
Okay.
disagree with Myron, right?
And I don't even think that sympathy pussy is really a thing because weren't you guys saying that earlier? Like the barrier, there's like a level that men have to meet before they're
That's
even
for
like
sustaining. You're not listening.
eligible
That's
for
for
like having sex
sustaining.
with people.
That's
No,
literally for sustaining.
Myron, I'm pretty sure you said even to like have sex with a woman, like a man needs to have certain prerequisites met.
No, he
already.
hasn't. Myron said that if she's crying on your shoulder, she'll give you some sympathy pussy. He said that a million times.
No, but he
He's talking
also
about
said that you have to have a
sustaining.
certain level of value.
Damn, bro. My bad, y'all. I'm fucking up. Bro. That's my fault. Damn. Let's go back to where we was at.
Here goes Zerka. Why are you?
No. In 2023, there's a lot of sympathy pussy that's traded. So a lot of guys, get sympathy. With Myron, right?
And I don't even think that sympathy pussy is really a thing because weren't you guys saying that earlier? Like the barrier, there's like a level that men have to meet before they're
That's
even
for
like
sustaining. You're not
eligible
listening.
for
That's
like having sex
sustaining.
with people.
That's
No,
literally for sustaining.
Myron, I'm pretty sure you said even to like have sex with a woman, like a man needs to have certain prerequisites met.
No, he
already.
hasn't. Myron said that if she's crying on your shoulder, she'll give you some sympathy pussy. He said that a million times.
No, but he
He's talking
also
about
said that you have to have a
Wait,
certain
no.
level of value to get pussy.
Hold on. Let me
For
just
sustaining.
clarify this. Let me
All men
clarify
are
this
gay.
because some things I'm saying here are taken out of context. What I'm saying is that men have to add value to a woman to get sex, period. Whether it's charisma, charm, money, status. He has to provide some kind of value to that woman to get sex. But women don't necessarily have to provide value in exchange to get laid.
Then how does sympathy pussy exist, Zerka?
Who doesn't believe? Do you not believe in sympathy pussy? Are
there's
you kidding?
There's a game being played there as well to get a result. Now that could be considered value because he's
Yeah.
playing a game to get what he wants.
Emotional value
Yeah.
for that moment, which is kind
It's rare, but it does happen. We got some more chats here, Chris.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
A bunch of them, and then we'll do the questions
okay,
for ladies.
I'll run through these real quick. Okay, we got okay, so we got
Sports betting? Drop a 1 in the chat if you sports bet. That shit is a trap, low key. I won some cash today, but I don't recommend gambling.
30,000 watching between Rumble and YouTube, guys. So don't forget to like the video, get the engagement up. Why do you keep bringing on those work girls? They are so boring and they too brainwashed. You already know what they're going to say before they say it. John Zerka is going to give them a lot of content to cry to. Okay. Crimson Hater goes, Zerka, why are you ducking Quarantos?
Quarantos.
He's a homosexual goat fucker. I don't fuck with that guy.
Okay. Official IRS rating starting from the couch. So Ashley, he's going to give you, that's Miss Colorado, right?
Yeah.
Okay. He gave you a 5. Long backed alley 4. Diana 5. Pixie dust 4. Notebook bro, you playing tic tac toe. Hair hats lesbo 4. Angie 5. Fabiana 6. If you need help with filing, hit me up. Naya 5. Serena Williams 5. Aaron 4. Monica 5. Lauren 5. So it's like he's trying to say every girl on the panel is average. Okay, fair enough. Any of you guys have anything you want to say back to him for giving you those ratings?
His mom's average. That's why he's saying that.
Oh,
Because he's
shit.
mad because he can't get a girlfriend.
Okay.
I don't know. I thought
Yeah,
it
you
was, it was
7
nice
years
that he
single,
did
by the way.
it.
No, baby, we're all 10s over here.
Oh no.
All right. Yeah. Shorty's turn.
Remember when you said that
I'm sitting
Amsterdam
next
was
to
a
him.
country?
Okay, so do you think every girl on the table is a 10?
Really?
No, you don't, friend. Stop.
I'm like, you see the time in my eyes?
Ridiculous.
It's always the lashes that say that.
That's there you go. Perfect example of female
He said it's always the lashes.
being completely accepted by society. Like if she wasn't on this podcast, no one will question that.
Yeah.
They would have high-fived her. Yes, queen.
but- but
Lily,
I think that's
Lily.
some
And
of
I'll
the-
never bring it up again.
I think that's one of the biggest delusions that modern day women have is like they think that they're perfect or they're a 10 or I'm perfectly imperfect, some fucking bullshit like that. It's
Ain't
like
nobody perfect, babe.
Mind you, deep down,
just quite literally
You
said
just
you're a
said
10.
that.
You just said that.
And a 10 implies
Stupid.
perfection.
And 10,
That's proof
I
that-
need
Hey, yo,
laser eye
hey, yo,
surgery.
deep down, they know
I
that they're
do.
bullshit.
First of all, you can tell a woman's lying because her mouth is moving. And number 2, if you really want the truth, they giggle a lot because it's uncomfortable to lie. She's like nervously giggling because she's like, everyone's a 10. If everyone's a 10, what the fuck am I? You know?
4.
Yeah. 4.
Okay, KW.
Stop doing my
KW
man
goes,
like that. He's a 10.
Yo, man.
Yo, I might be
Okay,
worse
alright.
than John. I hate everyone equally, especially these 3 or 4s. FNF, if y'all doing God's work, My 15-year-old understands the game more than these 3 or 4s. Here's the difference: when girls are raised by single dads rather than single moms. Yeah, single fathers actually do better with children.
Shut your hurt ass up. He just sad because he's a single dad. Shut the fuck up.
No, single mothers literally.
He just needs some help. He over there stressed out.
Myron, tell her the stats, Myron.
No, I mean, single fathers typically do better than single mothers when it comes to the kids aren't as big of fuck ups.
No, that's watering it down. Literally, single mothers are. All evil on earth is because of single mothers.
Wow.
All murderers, criminals had no father in the picture, and it's because she bossed up. She's like, I'm a boss bitch, so I'm leaving your ass. The son goes and shoots up a place, and we all go, what the fuck happened?
Wait, hold on. I have a question. Yeah,
Sure.
so you're blaming the single mother. Why aren't you blaming the fathers who left the child?
Because women don't initiate divorce, dumbass.
It doesn't matter about the divorce. The dad could still be in the life. You're talking
Yeah.
single mother implies that the father's not even there
Right,
raising
but
the.
why is the father not there?
This shit got the crazy eyes. Like, y'all ever seen? Y'all probably ain't seen it, but if y'all ever got the chance, watch How I Met Your Mother and watch the Crazy Eyes episode. She got them.
Like, if you look at the studies, it's men don't leave women. We just get plus.
But why are they leaving their child? You can leave, fine, leave
Because
the
the
woman.
bitch is crazy. Who the fuck want to live with
So
a
you're
crazy
gonna
bitch?
leave your own child because you decided to knock up a
Yes,
crazy
because
bitch?
a woman has the power
Sounds
to put
like
a man in jail. No, we're not going to stay around a crazy bitch until she calls the police and lies. But actually, she's a rapist.
So you'll abandon your child?
Yes, I'm not going to jail for my child. What the fuck?
can't- you can't be a better single dad.
How am I going to help my kid from jail with the immigrants?
All right, so ladies, I'll answer this. There's a two-pronged issue here. Number one, women a lot of the times hold the children away from the man and use it as leverage in the court, in family courts. That's number one. So the guy doesn't even get the opportunity to see his child. Number two, fuck, what was I gonna say? Damn it, I lost my train of thought. It was that, and then it's the woman's fault for picking a deadbeat guy.
It's both of their faults.
No. Because,
Oh, okay, yeah.
How's it? Hold on.
Yeah, because if you're a deadbeat and you have a child, I think you have the responsibility to take care of your child. You
Hold
should
on.
step up.
Again,
and so should the woman. Both people should step up for their children.
Hold on. Who controls who has sex, men or women?
It doesn't matter. Women control it.
So stop. So since women control it, okay? Because here's the thing. This is what I'm trying to say. With feminists, you guys lack logic. If you have control over something, that means you have authority. With authority always comes responsibility.
Yep.
So if you control who's born universally, because men can't control it, only women can. That means you have the authority. So if you pick a deadbeat and procreate with that man and have that kid out of wedlock, it's your fault.
No, if you have the authority and responsibility in terms of economic power, which most men have, you have the resources to fight for your child. And at the very least, that's the minimum you
Those
should do.
resources go to the child regardless through the family courts.
Destroy you.
Most of the time, women, what is it? Most of the time, women don't get alimony, right? When they
child
do,
support.
yeah, when they get what is it called? When they get custody, it's because they're the primary caregiver. If you're a man and you have more resources and you can basically afford better lawyers, you can still try to fight for your child. There's a ton of men there who just abandon their
Stop. I
children.
love how you said if you have good lawyers and you fight for it, blah blah blah. What does that mean?
Well, you're saying that most high value men.
Resources. No.
Whoa, wait,
No,
wait.
stop.
Okay.
What you basically admitted there, without admitting it, is that men have an uphill battle to get custody of their children.
Yep.
Women almost always get the child. 90% of the cases, even if they're less qualified than the father.
Bro, she is locked in. She is honed in. This nigga's half asleep.
Get primary custody.
I don't think
so. What
that's
ends up
true.
happening?
No,
That is true.
No, that's true.
No, this is based on caregiver.
Yo,
We can search it up right now.
Stop. You can't even name 3 countries. So,
Yes, I did.
You can't even name 3 countries.
What do you mean?
This is a
Yes,
fact.
I did.
Women absolutely win custody cases most of the time over the man.
I'm literally
Based on
doing a
primary
documentary
caregiver,
on
not
that.
what you said earlier. When
And
you
as the
said,
primary caregiver,
okay,
you have more responsibility over the child, which means you can do what? Extract the resources from the man through the state, which is what a lot of women do. So what I'm saying is there's 2 problems. The reason why you can't blame the man because number one,
Control over sex.
women have control of who has sex. So they also have control of who's born. Then number 2, the family courts, a lot of times, women use the children as leverage, and they know the less the man sees the kid, the more money they're able to extract from that man.
Men don't even contest for custody most of the time, though. That's why
What
it's
was that?
granted. Men don't contest and try to get custody
they're
of their
gonna lose.
kids.
No, actually, that's not true. Yeah, that's actually not true. Men
What's
who
not
fight, men who do actually fight for custody do win more often than women. However, hold on. However, in most states, the presumptive custody is not 50-50, and women will be presumed to have more custody than men in most states, but it depends on how the statute is written. I'm literally doing a documentary on this.
Wow.
Some states have a statute where it will tell the judge, assume 50% custody, and then based off of these factors, vary the custody. So for instance, abuse. Okay, well then take away some custody from the abusive parent. But then other states have, look at these factors to determine percent of custody. So then the judge is going in blank slate, and then they assign a custody, and it's almost always favored to the woman. However, if a man is really fighting, they tend to have better resources, and they will.
Oh my
more
God! I
frequently
feel
have
so much better for getting pregnant now.
But the point
I
is
got
that
this.
so the man. But the thing is that if the man is going to fight it, he's going to need excess resources. He's going to need good lawyers. It's an uphill battle. A lot of the times, the guy's already getting destroyed from the family court. He can't even fight it. So what ends up happening is the woman, most of the time, in about 90% of the cases, gets custody of the children.
Wait, but you literally said that starts at a 50-50 slate and then goes on from there, right? Like that's
Depends
literally
on
what
the
we're
statute.
Well, you're
saying. Depends
missing.
on
No,
statute.
here's the thing: we don't even have to get into the family courts. At the end of the day, it's the woman's fault if she procreates with a deadbeat guy and has children with him.
Well, that's the thing.
Period.
A deadbeat
There's
chooses
no
to be a
argument, Pixie.
deadbeat.
There's no
The
argument here.
argument is that I think men are capable. I think men are capable of not being deadbeat dads.
That's not an argument. That's
Yes,
like
it
your
is.
gay
So if
feeling.
Yes,
If you could get a man pregnant and he was a deadbeat, right? Or whatever.
Wait, what?
Okay, so say if the roles were reversed and you could, like, life was like you could get a man pregnant.
Okay, wait.
You would stick around with that?
What do
Like,
you, I'm
wouldn't
so
have-
confused. I'm not going to have children, or I'm not going to have sex with someone that I do not see. Like, okay, if I have a child, what's going to end up happening, right? I'm not.
But honey, people change. Once you get pregnant, things happen.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Right.
so you
Right.
got pregnant, and then you realize the man you got pregnant with is a deadbeat. If you chose to keep that baby, and if you chose to have that baby, that's your fucking fault. But you could have got rid of it.
Hey, but it's also the man's responsibility.
No, it's not. It's yours. It's your
You don't
body.
think
It's your
a man is
choice.
responsible for his
Absolutely
child?
not. Absolutely not.
You don't, okay, wait. Let's be clear. You do not think a man is responsible for his child.
Absolutely not. Not if he's a dead. We're talking about.
Pixie, she
deadbeat
opens the
men.
legs.
Okay,
She
that's
literally
okay.
opens the
No,
legs.
Absolutely not.
I just think
And the deadbeat man didn't turn up deadbeat. He didn't go to sleep and wake up a deadbeat.
You
He
just-
did deadbeat shit throughout that shit,
You
and
literally
you
said
decided to
men
deal with
change.
it.
You're contradicting yourself.
What did I say that was contradicting?
Earlier you said, oh, men sometimes change after you're married.
I never said that.
Yes,
You crazy as
we
fuck.
could go back.
I never said that.
You crazy as fuck.
I never said that.
I think the biggest thing takeaway here, Pixie, is that the person who has the authority has the responsibility. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, I don't completely disagree. I just think men are capable of not being deadbeats and being there for their children. And I understand it's tough sometimes, it's hard sometimes. You have the odds stacked against you at times. I completely agree with that. But I think as a man and as a father, when you have a child, it's your responsibility to try your best.
Please, wait 1 second. They should, but we don't operate on should. We operate on what is. Women at the end of the day have the authority and the responsibility.
Can I say one more thing, please? I haven't said a lot today.
Go ahead.
Can I say one more thing?
All right, Queen.
Thank you. I think what she's confusing with a struggling man with a deadbeat. Because that's what I'm hearing. You're talking about someone that has hardships. You're talking about somebody that's going through some things, et cetera, et cetera. A deadbeat is a deadbeat. That's somebody that ain't shit. Because your circumstances didn't make you not shit. You were like your upbringing brought you like that. A man going through a hard time in life, can't get a job, out here hustling, trying to make it happen. Yes, I will give that man that level of grace that needs to be displayed. But a deadbeat baby is a deadbeat, and that man did not go to sleep and wake up one day and turn into a deadbeat.
Reparations, you destroyed her.
I think if somebody's a deadbeat, you should criticize that. You should be like, yo,
You
you
should
had
be
a
the
child.
one.
Why are you not trying?
Reparations, bro. Oh my god, man.
To be there with your child.
Pixie.
And now if the person says, hey, I'm trying my best, but the court system, this, and that, okay, understandable. But if you're just saying, oh no, like I'm not going to even try, then I'm sorry, you're
But
like a shitty
You
father.
said so yourself that you would not get pregnant by a man like that, right? So by default, let's say for example, you marry an alcoholic. That was your choice. He's still alcoholic no matter what.
Yeah,
So-
I'm saying we both share responsibility for fucking up our child.
No, but
Like he should step up and be a better dad, just as I should step up and be a
Keyword,
better
you said
mom.
should.
Yeah, well,
God damn. damn, she don't even have kids and she getting all up in arms about this shit.
Talking about like where should
No, you don't
responsibility
get
be?
the reproductive rights and equal fucking blame. Get the fuck out of here with that retard shit. And hold on.
A child is
No, here's where I
50-50. If you
destroy
are
it.
the
Watch me
father
snipe
of a
her
chi-
fucking female IQ.
go.
Okay, ready? Watch me snipe her out.
Go for it.
And now you're either gonna be bad faith or lose. This is game over. This is Exodia.
Okay,
Ready?
stop buying time. Say it.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
And
but
then you
stop
can
buying
draw
time.
your
Say
last pathetic card.
Say it.
Okay.
Stop buying time. Go.
Do you?
You triggered my trap card.
Do you, Puerto Rican lady, do you agree with Myron that 90% of the time they lose the kid in court?
90% of the time.
Yes
I
or
don't
no?
think
Yes
that's
or
true.
no?
No.
We already established
faith.
that
That's
if
not
men
true.
actually
That's
put in a
not
bunch of
like
shit
that.
for custody, that they have a higher likelihood of winning. They have to do it though.
But they have
they
to
don't
do
wanna
that.
do it.
So
What they're saying, what the
She's,
guys are
she's
saying
using the men that
is
are fighting, but most
exactly,
guys don't fight it. 'Cause it's a
exactly.
loss.
Yeah,
the
I
courts,
think
the
the
courts
father
are going to
would
give
fight,
the child to the woman, like by default.
So-
the man has
Always.
to take the extra steps
When
to
a-
give the
Yeah,
kid.
when a
attest to
woman
that.
is born, do they just go off of the exception every time? Like, if I say men are stronger than women, they go, not all women. No, a 16-year-old boy can beat the shit out of 3 billion women on Earth. Line them up, he'll smoke them, right? And to make it fair, he'll identify as she when he's beating the shit out of them. But you guys, what is the point of talking to someone who goes off the exception? Like,
Zerko,
when I
we're
say,
not saying
oh,
that
black guys got
exception.
big cocks, and she goes, well, I know one. That's like one in a fucking zillion. Why the fuck would we talk about one in a zillion? We're talking about studies and statistics.
We are
right?
talking about
Yeah.
stats. You're the one who's
Stats
But,
are
getting
but
not
it's
in your
important.
favor.
She made a very clear distinction. She said if the man fights. What we're saying is that in general, if you take all child custody issues, women get it 90% of the time.
Right.
Now, it changes if the man actually fights.
Right.
But what we're arguing is a lot of the times the guy doesn't fight, doesn't have the resources to fight, and it's an uphill battle. Some of the times they just give up. So
The
I get-
resources
I-
is huge.
I get what you're saying. The guys that are winning, what you're referencing, is a small, minute, small portion of the male population that actually has the resources, time, and lawyer fees to fight the thing. But
Right.
the reality is, the man has to fight to get his kids. The woman has to fight to lose her kids.
Right, and,
Right.
and
That's-
it is
that's
a
the
major
thing.
issue.
That's it.
But
Poor,
do you
poor
believe-
men are having their kids
Mhm.
stripped from them. It's actually really sad.
Yeah, Myron.
Yeah.
But do you agree in the idea that men should try their hardest when it comes to their children?
When I be watching this, I don't even be thinking about the points they be talking about. I don't know if it's some junk or what, cause I don't even know what the fuck they talking about. Like,
I just want to know.
Look, see,
I know we're not operating like, oh, reality is different, but
Yeah.
do you think men should try
they
their
should.
hardest?
They should.
Okay.
And from a moral standpoint. However, women have to be aware of reality and know that this guy can step out at any time. So let me make sure I get a wedding band. This guy's taking me serious. He's a good guy, comes from a good family. He has some moral duty, obligation, and I'm not fucking a deadbeat as she was trying to describe to you. So it's on the woman because the woman has all the authority. The problem is that women don't like women love to have authority, but they don't want the responsibility that comes in tandem with it.
But
She's
don't
gonna
you
keep
think
Or the
going.
accountability
It's
that comes with
if
it.
you agree,
Does
if
she
you
ever
agree
stop?
that men should have a responsibility towards their children,
They should.
then you agree that they shouldn't
But I
be
operate
deadbeats.
what is. They
Yeah,
should
but
not.
I'm just.
But they will be.
They will be, but they shouldn't.
They shouldn't.
Okay,
But there
we
should
agree
be
then.
world hunger, but it's here.
Halo, what do you
Okay.
have to say?
I
I
just
have a lot to say because I thought we were friends, but then I disagree with the shit you were saying
okay to
because
disagree with
I
me.
felt like, damn, like y'all act like people can't change overnight. People can change overnight.
That's not real change overnight. People do not change
People
overnight.
do
Actually,
change overnight. One day I want to play, one day I want to be faithful. Like,
No.
People do change
One day you were
overnight.
straight.
No, but she's saying
Exactly.
ultimately the guy was who he was from the very beginning. What you saw was a facade, so you fell for
So
it.
that's my fault. That
Yes,
I fell
yes.
for
Yes,
it.
you fell for it.
Take better.
Damn. So
No,
if I
it's
tell
not.
you that this my real hair
No,
and then you fuck me and then you
darling.
pull that shit out, then you
It's very
fell for
obviously
it.
not.
No, she didn't fall. She didn't fall for it. Deep in her psyche, she knows he's a player. They still do it.
No,
They
but like,
literally
what you
know-
think? No, because I know.
You women fuck rappers.
We're not talking about rappers.
You guys fuck rappers. You
Sorry,
know they're
I'm
dogging you and making fun of you with the whole entourage, and you still do it. Yeah, Drake. I'm better. But, yo,
Zerka, do you
why do women fuck rappers, Myron? Why? They know they're getting clowned. They know they're getting kicked out. They know it, and they still do it.
Zerka, if you think women always know deep inside, how does that explain like women who were originally, before all this information came out, like followed Ted Bundy or like other serial killers? Like these serial killers put such a good facade on that women can't sense the fact that these guys want to
they
kill
can
them.
definitely sense
No,
it. They,
They sense the fact that these guys want to kill them, murder them, torture them.
love that you said that. The
Oh, me
difference
too.
from men and women, Myron, Fresh, Zerka, and Sneeko would never date a bitch out of prison all of you would date a man out
No,
of prison.
before
That
prison.
reveals your IQ.
What?
That reveals your IQ.
Do you actually think you have a higher IQ than me?
Absolutely, I'm destroying you.
What?
No.
No.
You need another Democrat degree.
What's your IQ? What's your IQ?
My IQ is I'm getting all the views making fun
No,
of you
what
guys.
is your IQ?
Right?
You
I'm running
got your
circles.
IQ tested,
My
right? 'Cause
my
you're a
IQ
genius,
is in
most
the
people are
comment section of this
geniuses.
video.
Okay, sure.
But yo, be honest. Why
25K watching? That's crazy.
can women date a prisoner? But Myron and I would never do that.
It's the same reason that you talk about demisexual and pansexual and the reason you believe in Gemini. You like delusions. You like living in your head.
First
You
of
like
all,
a
I'm
false
not an
reality.
astrology girl. Second of all,
You're
you
a
guys
she, they
completely
pronoun girl.
dodged the question.
Same reason
You
she
guys
said she's a 10 out of 10.
100% dodged
I'm
the
answering you.
question.
I'm answering
No,
you.
you did not answer that question.
I will answer a
You
question.
okay,
I will
please
answer
answer
a
my
question.
question.
The reason why, because I studied Ted Bundy extensively, the reason why women like Ted Bundy, right? Well, he was charming, charismatic. He had these traits that women found attractive.
Dark triad.
Now, in general, right? I'm going to be honest here. Women are terrible at mate selection because women are emotional and they're also erratic. So they pick the bad boy. They pick the guy that gives them short-term fun. Women are emotional. This is why arranged marriages work so well, because the father is involved in the selection process and picks a man that's more stable for the long term. Now, is he going to be a Chad? Is he going to be attractive? Is he going to have six-pack abs, big dick, and be charming? Maybe not. He might be a boring engineer, but he's going to be a safe bet for long-term relationships things. But women don't want that. As we've seen feminism come into play, what does it allow women to do?
Take a shot with me, Chad. Thursday, let's get it.
Be liberated, right? And since they're liberated, they could pick their own boyfriends. Why do we have the worst marriage rates, the most single women, the least happy women? Because women are the ones picking the man. And when women pick the guy, they look for traits a lot of the times that are not in their best interest.
But I'm okay.
Oh
I'm
my
one more
God.
thing,
For
just to
long-term
clarify.
relationship. Yo, does that answer your question?
It does answer my question.
running a combo on
Okay,
you.
I wanted to clarify one thing. I totally understand what you're saying. I'm just confused on how that relates to high value men, because I thought women only selected for high value men.
And we're spoiled.
Well, okay. So here's the thing. Women want a high value guy, but are they capable of getting one all the time? No.
No.
They're
Okay.
chasing them, but they're not always going to get them. But if a guy is able to display some kind of high value behavior, right? Let's say he's very charming, charismatic, and he's able to, finesse with his words. Well, that's a high value trait. She's
Okay.
gonna like that.
There's only one thing women want more than a high value man, and it's attention. Right? That's why they get fucked by losers in between.
Hold on. I'm curious. Fabiana, right?
Mhm.
You have a man. Is he high value to you? And how did you meet him?
He is high value to me. But we're all work in progress. So, and we met in high school.
High school? Okay.
Oh, that is so. You're going to heaven. She's going to heaven.
Did you lose your virginity to him?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Never mind.
You need some more chats here?
Okay.
A bunch of chats. Just
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Okay.
We got
Gordon
here
Stokes.
goes a woman from Samaria. And ladies, by the way, we're
Samaria.
going to turn it to y'all to ask a question as
Yes.
well, or a disagreement or whatever based on the things that we said.
A woman from Samaria came to draw water. She
Uh-huh.
just said to her, "Give me a drink."
Oh, and then one other thing about Ted Bundy and these serial killers. Like, girls lined up to go to his trial after they found out he killed 33 women.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's,
Him, the Night Stalker. Like, women love dangerous men. Like, it is what it is. What was that? You said what?
it's a. But I don't want to go back and forth right now. We can go on it later.
It was a bunch of women. It
Why?
was all over the news.
No, I agree, but it's
Pixie.
always a minority of women
Pixie.
who are like super interested in
Let's
those
just get-
traits. Usually, there's pro-social behavior.
Mhm.
But I agree with you. There are definitely women like that.
Pixie, why don't you hit the mute for a sec? Why women? If you read the greatest psychologists of all time, Carl Jung or Sigmund Freud or anyone who talks about sexual theory,
Out, Chad.
why women love violent men
They
is
usually
because
don't.
their biggest fear. That this is why they you can approach them on the Ferrari and they hesitate fresh. Have you seen that? They hesitate. They're like, should I get in? You can approach them as a high value man. They still hesitate. Deep down, on every date, a woman's biggest fear is that guy strangling her.
Sneeko be wearing the same white shirt every night in Miami. Like, switch it up, bruh. Switch it up.
Death. That's why they want a boyfriend that could kill him.
That's
Right?
what I
So
want.
they actually don't want
Right.
Ted Bundy, but they're experiencing the arousal, right?
That's so
They're-
interesting because, like, the biggest fandoms in the world are like for K-pop, Harry Styles, like men who do not look like this, like archetype that you're
Yes, but
describing.
no, hold on. We're talking about arousal. That K-pop fandom that like eases people's depression, anxiety, and all that gay stuff, right? It's not actually arousing the fans. The fans are not watching and their pussies are wet. That's
Dude,
not happening.
That's not true.
It's not. No.
This dates
Listen,
back
when I
even with
worked
the
as a
Beatles.
nightclub bouncer, as a drug dealer, women hated me. Then they watched my fight videos, and they all start DMing me. Even the married ones, they love men who can punch someone and knock them out. You guys, you're chaotic. That's why you guys got to get married and be like held down. You guys, if Fresh beat up someone, you guys are all soaked. If Fresh doesn't do that, dry as the desert.
Facts. I got some more chats here.
I have to get Fresh.
Yeah, I got you. Destiny Wife's boyfriend says, Pixie's so full of BS about being Puerto Rican, from Puerto Rico. She's 100% raised in the U.S. In Puerto Rico, dudes be having multiple families across town. Men run the household. Ain't no woman are running the house BS. All right?
Oh, no. All right, Pixie.
What you got to say to that, Pixie?
Si quieres, puedo hablar español. Yo sé cómo hablar español.
Build the wall!
And again,
Pixie out here, throw her off the wall.
Puerto Rico is literally trying to petition for statehood, dude.
No, but anyways, like, I don't know what to tell you. I was born, raised there, traditional Catholic family household. Like, I'm just telling you how the traditional values are there.
I love how he's making fun of some of the women for not knowing 3 countries, but he's like unaware Puerto Rico is a United States.
territory. Are you really going to play ignorant to a joke? You've never heard of a Spanish joke before?
But he is trolling,
It's
though.
not very original.
That was an
though.
immigration
Like, I wanted
joke.
something more
They said build
creative.
the wall.
Okay. Fresh is, oh, God. Next one, Chris.
Yes, sir.
So, Fresh's Ball says, Shorty threw down from us. Fresh has a 9-inch with an in-depth of a burrito. Fun fact is insured for $1 million just in case of a terrible accident. You can pull up to the crib and see what it's all about. Make the move, Fresh, bro. Chill it, bro. Chevy Boy Black Chuck says 81. Would any ladies swap bodies with Lizzo?
No, they wouldn't.
I think it's very known. No.
Would you?
No.
Okay.
But she's a 10 out of 10.
She's beautiful, right?
But all of them are.
Okay. TJ King. No, we got John says the U.S. has the highest obesity numbers on planet Earth. Stop using thyroid arguments to justify this. If you went by your logic, obesity would be more common in other parts of the world as well.
Well, yeah, she's making the face, but you literally just argued to argue.
No, I was trying to explain. I was trying to like help her out with her point, because when you're like, oh, I don't want to judge, it's like, oh, I understand because I don't know what the person is going through. But I'm not saying that's okay. That obesity is okay.
Yeah.
Like, I agree with you guys. That's not okay. I'm
It's
agreeing with you right now.
It's kind of ugly, right?
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend you guys. I was
No,
just
no,
trying
I'm
to
saying
agree with you
obesity
guys.
is kind of ugly.
Oh yeah,
Not you.
I agree.
Okay.
On some things. TJ King says, ladies, who do you think gets more praise? Boss babe women or blue collar men?
That's a good question. We said on the couch. Who gets more praise in society? Boss babe women or blue collar men? It's Colorado.
Do you know what blue collar means?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, probably boss babes, but I don't agree with that. But that's what...
Why don't you agree with it?
Because blue collar men are important.
In what way?
She's so cute.
Well, they make them. What would you do without them?
Okay.
Fair enough. All right. What about you, Miss 11?
I think
Who
that
gets more praise in society?
boss babes get more praise, but I don't necessarily think that should be the case. I
Okay.
just think they
What
kind
do
of
you
like
think
hype
should
it
be
up.
the case then, in your opinion?
Transformers?
I mean, I think people should just do what they're supposed to do and take care of themselves, and no one should get more praise than the other.
The politically correct answer.
It's
Okay.
true.
They're all going to answer the same now because the first two.
Yeah, that's a politically correct answer, which is
Hive
fine.
mind.
We can
Typical.
probably move on. Right?
Yeah, but real quick, what about you, Houston?
I think blue collar men.
Yeah, told
You think they get more praise in society?
In my opinion, yeah.
You think so? Okay.
Dude, they're not even noticed. The fuck are you talking
Name one blue collar man.
Somebody who works in the oil field. I don't know.
A great guy.
But do you think those guys get as much respect and recognition as boss babe women do?
It depends your crowd. I don't know.
Bro, a plumber and a ripper, bro. Which one's getting
A
more
plumber
attention?
and a stripper?
Yeah.
Oh, plumber.
He's getting more attention?
Who's praising a plumber?
Okay, I guess it really does depend on your audience, though. Like in this audience, boss bitches are not going to get a lot of praise in the blue collar worker. Like for instance, this audience that's watching right now, these people want to see men do well.
Generally, though.
Generally, yeah, in
Everybody loves
society, like in the United States in general, I would probably say boss babes do, but then you could even break it down into bigger subgroups. So, for instance, like Trump supporters.
Generally,
that's not even true within this audience. The men watching this are going to throw money at all these OnlyFans girls right after this, but the plumber that's like, yeah, you build society. They're not giving them tips. Why? You're giving tips to like retard girls with their boobs out, but they're not going to go tip the plumber who's fixing the toilet.
Tips. They're gaining something from when you pay an OnlyFans. You get to see the booty hole pics.
Yeah, they gain a toilet with a plumber.
Something.
They get to have their water running.
I'm sure they pay. I'm sure they pay plumbers when they come and do service for them.
You're about to be an attorney. And you're trying to make the argument that a plumber is getting noticed when he's plumbing someone's fucking toilet over a stripper in one part of the world where red pill audience is watching. If you ask Myron, what are the statistics on there's a lot of men who go unnoticed? Like, you know, they work at a grocery store. What was the percentage?
No, it's really terrible. I agree. Like, for instance, like Jordan Peterson talking about male loneliness and lack of
male role models
and a lot of lack of gratitude for what men do in our society. That's seriously
Do you ever
problematic.
wonder what it's like for the plumber listening to you, like the guy who's not noticed? He's alone. He's thinking of killing himself. He's watching this.
That's why on whatever podcast, when they asked me, well, don't you care about with high value men, don't you care about wealth? And I said, no, I even specifically said I would date a plumber. I would date a carpenter. That's what Jesus did.
Who are you dating now?
Well, I'm single, but I did just start talking to somebody.
A plumber?
Politician.
Oh, okay, look at you.
Myron, I would say that the amount of praise that like
own status pretty much.
Is it Democrat?
Never gonna go down.
What's up?
I would say that the
Yeah,
amount
it
of
is.
praise that police and military men get.
What the fuck? Plumbers make good money. I mean, like she really. Say you date a Walmart worker. Say you date a bum on the side of the road, because plumbers make good money.
Overwhelms the amount of praise that like boss babes get on any day of the week. Yeah.
I think. I mean, did you forget about the George Floyd protests and defund the police and fuck the police?
Did you forget about Blue Lives Matter? There was an entire movement just to celebrate cops.
Yeah,
and they were all called
and
racist.
like how many people because you guys were setting up a dichotomy, like who gets praised more, a plumber or a stripper? I think in that case, like maybe like a stripper or whatever, but if you put it up against like a military person or somebody who's in the armed forces, like a Navy officer, a cop, that's a working class person who and a blue collar job that would get more praise than a stripper.
So to piggyback off of what she
look, you said with the police, I disagree, because with the police, they hate the police, man.
You people want to abolish the police.
Yeah, like you got people running around saying fuck the police. I mean, this has been going on since the fucking late 80s with NWA and Dr. Dre and all
You
these
also
guys.
have a thin blue
They've been saying
line.
fuck the police. So no one's really respected law enforcement in general. And I can say that as a former law enforcement guy that they've never liked us, right? And then as far as like the military, yes, the military does get universal appraisal because of the sacrifice for it. But the reality is, who's getting more notoriety? The women that are strong and independent, not necessarily the military guy.
But you have the thin blue line. You have like other signs.
But that's a small subset. The
but
thin
I
blue
don't
line
know.
is a very small.
Can you stop making the exception the rule?
I don't know. I do not know of any flags praising strippers.
True. We literally people will salute.
What about the LGBT? They're all strippers.
People march for sex workers all the time.
Yeah,
Slut
they do.
walk.
Like literally even before sporting events, we will honor like soldiers and stuff like that. We say like the national anthem. People will like salute a soldier. Like nobody's doing
Are
this
you
to
compared
strippers.
to George Floyd, the movement right after he beat up a pregnant woman and sold fentanyl? He had the biggest fucking movement. You're comparing that to the police? Are you crazy?
People were protesting police brutality. They weren't trying to celebrate George Floyd's personal achievements. They were saying
a
that he shouldn't
national
have died.
anthem is
Also-
bigger to you?
Defund the police was extremely unpopular. Like when you look at like places that were trying to tout that slogan, they lost their elections by like quite a bit. So this idea that like defund the police, like that's how what the majority of Americans feel, like no, like that's not true. The majority of Americans are not with that slogan.
That's a vote for minority.
I mean, the Blue Lives Matter slogan was very unpopular as well, though.
They
The
push
main-
the leftist
I mean-
propaganda of fuck the police.
I agree on Twitter, but like MSNBC and CNN were also reporting how like this was like dangerous rhetoric.
Why is there a song called "Fuck the Police" but not "Fuck the Strippers"?
I mean, there's this
You know
song
what the
talking
song's
about how
called?
we should beat the fuck up of strippers.
No, there's not.
Look
It's
at
girls
every
as
song.
players too. Girls as players too.
Rappers, yo, the rappers are the ones that wipe the strippers. What do you mean?
No, earlier
You see that in your green lines?
That's a lean. That's all a lean.
Earlier, you guys are talking about how rap songs are talking about how, like, you know, like they hate these strippers or these hoes or whatever, and how
No,
like,
we said hoes, not strippers.
Well,
you
there's
cannot
also-
use the word hoe and
there's a
strippers
shit ton
synonymously.
of-
That's what you just did. That's what you just did. So
sure.
let's
But
separate it.
there's a shit ton of
Let's
songs
separate
about
it.
how like strippers are like dumb hoes that they just want to like fuck and then leave. Like, let's not pretend that rap music doesn't.
No,
talk about
they
how
don't. Show me.
strippers are-
Give me a rap lyric.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want to
Ma'am,
search
what's
Google
up?
right now? Stripper rap lyrics.
No.
Like, no, let's do it. Let's
But
Google
that's
right
fair.
now.
That's more
Open.
praise. When do you ever see a woman talk about fucking a plumber once and then just leave him? You don't. They just want to fuck the top guy.
When you talk about like how women are interested in men of authority in uniform, that tends to be like firemen, policemen, like men in the military. So like women are attracted to men in authority.
Blue collar is not.
I don't think a
That's
woman who
not
is
what
with a
men-
Navy officer is going to be ashamed that she's with like a Navy officer. I think she would brag about
You're
that.
so right. A firefighter gets as much as a YouTuber.
I said Navy
Like, give me a
officer.
break, bro.
That
Some
wasn't
gay
the
YouTuber
argument.
gets
I said
more.
Navy officer.
Bro,
Not
firefighters are still unseen, right? They
No one's
deserve a
like
lot more.
I think the argument here, ladies, is just simply that women that are independent, boss babes, etc., receive more, I would say, mass media positive coverage than someone who elects to become a plumber or a carpenter or one of these other jobs. That's basically the
But-
bottom line here.
Can we understand why the why behind that though? It's only because y'all know I'm not a feminist, so but I do have to give credit when credit's due. We've had to fight for our position in the workplace and blah blah. So when a woman does, it's like, oh my God, look at her, ooh, raise the roof. Opposed to a man doing it, again, it goes back to the conversation of giving accolades for a man to doing what he's already supposed to do.
Yeah,
Women essentially are doing something that they're not supposed to do.
Yeah.
So we give them raise the roof and accolades. But for men, it's like, okay, cool, like go be a little blue collar worker, do your thing, whatever, take care of your family.
Yeah, that's because we treat women like children.
Yeah.
We applaud everything that they do.
Right. And I'm against that as well. So
And we can fix every mess in society if we just tell women get the fuck out of the workforce.
I agree.
Really?
Yep.
You don't think problems happened in society before women were in the workforce?
No, it was a lot less.
We
Like,
didn't have
women-
this level of
You don't
society
think
before
poverty,
women
mental
joined.
Yes,
like,
I would rather
illness,
live in the
like-
1950s before the
Absolutely.
sexual
Me too.
revolution than
Absolutely.
with USTDs.
With
Yes,
Jim
I
Crow,
would live
you
then.
guys remember the 1950s with Jim Crow laws and segregation?
We're talking
No.
No, we didn't
Make
say
it-
that.
Look at me.
You said
Make it
came
less
in the
racist,
1950s.
but still sexist. Do that, right?
Yeah. So he didn't say that. We didn't. Let's
Right.
not
I
let
still like my
Jim Crow creep up in
BBCs,
here.
right?
Let's
What
be
we're talking
honest.
about is women's rights right now. We're not talking about racism and Jim Crow.
No, let's
That's
be
what we're talking
honest.
about.
There's
They gotta
problems
pivot.
that existed before women were in the workforce, and they've existed for like a really long time.
Yeah, but
I
what
got a
did you
question
guys
for you.
do?
I got a question for both of y'all. I was trying to wait to the end, but we kind of got here quicker. Why do y'all feel like women should be equals? That is my problem with feminists. Why do you want to be equal to a man?
It's resentment.
Why would you?
I will let them answer. I want to let them answer.
Good, because we have some. Who identifies as feminists on the panel?
These two.
Two.
The fucking-
Okay. Them two. You guys don't identify as feminists? No, I know you have some conservative views.
No.
You
Very
either?
conservative.
No.
Okay.
No, you're not.
Okay.
Is this two?
I
I literally
super conservative.
Is that a
Extremely
conservative amount of
conservative.
cleavage?
Okay.
That wasn't
All
a very
right.
conservative
Go ahead.
titty shape.
You guys can go ahead. Answer.
Okay, I don't think women and men are equal in everything. I think that there's some aspects of society that should be a little bit more fair. But that's basically it. Like, I just want those aspects in society where I'm like, hey, like we talked about the shoulds earlier. Hey, you know what? I think men and women should both be responsible for their children. That's what I believe in.
So you're not a whole feminist. You're like a cherry picker. You wanna pick what you want to be a feminist about. Because being a feminist means you want it to be equal. You want men and women. We want equals.
I
We're not cherry picking.
I want equals where it should be. That's where I'm about. I'm like the shoulds.
Yeah,
Where
like
should
equity.
society go?
Yeah, but that's like doing equal. That's like sharing a group project with a retard, right? Like if you think about it, it's been thousands and thousands and thousands of years, and you women have still not produced one genius, one Plato, Socrates,
Marie
Pythagoras.
Curie.
Zero.
I don't
Who-
believe
who-
Moon.
It's been thousands of years. We don't want to do the group project anymore. All right, get out of our group.
All right. What about you? For the feminist question, why do you want things to be equal?
I want things to be equitable. There's like the difference between like equal feminism or like liberal feminism, and there's also like other feminists that argue for equity, like from each according to their ability to each according to their need. And I think I see more compelling reasons for women to have the same amount of status that like men enjoy in society, then I see like cons against it.
But for military, you guys don't even have to do 5 fucking pull-ups. Bro, you ain't saving no one's life. We're not taking you in a combat role. You can't do 1 fucking pull-up and you're still considered soldier girl.
The vast
If
majority of
anything, go be a
positions-
human shield. We don't need you in the fucking military. You can't do 1 pull-up and they're a Navy SEAL now.
A lot
But
of
we're not doing that
positions in the
quality shit. You're getting us
military are,
killed
like,
out
paper
there.
pushing. A lot of positions in the military are paper pushing. If you're gonna talk about like Navy SEAls and the elite for like physical stuff, like yeah, that should be men or whatever. But that's what I'm talking about, equity. Like
You see my problem with feminism?
To be
'Cause y'all
fair,
can't even
though,
really agree on what the fuck feminism is.
feminism
point-
doesn't claim to have like that all feminists agree. There's like lots
We're
of
not a
different types of
hive mind.
feminists.
Oh, just like gay shit. We didn't broke it down into subsectors.
The only reason
I mean, yeah.
here's the
Women
truth.
should be in the
But to
workforce.
be
Like,
fair-
we
No,
need more
let
women
me
in the
finish one more
workforce.
because I have cocaine brain and it's wearing off.
A man of God, truly.
The only reason I've ever hired women to work for me, right? I know, is the same reason any man hires a woman, right? Is to not look sexist so we can get a bigger brand deal. That's the only reason. It's like a diversity thing, right? That's why I'm staying with the Asian guy because they
What
say
the
I hate
fuck?
Asian people. They're on to me, so I chill with them. Makes me look better
So you hire incompetent employees just
No,
for
no.
diversity reasons.
for the brand deal. That's
Why do you-
millions,
I
that's
don't think
millions of
anybody any
dollars.
brand deals with the shit you've said. Like,
So-
let's be honest, you've been canceled on any platform. Like, why are you saying you're
Twitch
hiring women
cancel.
for it?
I don't have a Twitch. I don't have an Instagram. We could go all day.
Yeah, so why are you talking about diversity hires if you don't have any
I
platforms?
could be
to
banned off
diversity
every
hire?
He's trolling,
platform
but
and
he's
still
actually-
be bigger than her.
He has to stay
Hold on, hold on.
absolutely
He's
speak
trolling.
with them.
He actually brings up a good point. Same thing. I'm banned off of YouTube and Twitch and most of these platforms. I want to ask you a personal question for the two feminists. You've been on the show a lot. You've been around on a lot of these podcasts. Why do you think your stream hasn't popped off yet?
I barely stream.
Barely started streaming.
But no.
No. Here, I'll answer.
Last time you came on the show was months ago, and you said you were going to start live streaming like you don't have a job.
Okay.
What are you doing all day?
So I have another job. I just don't want to say it publicly, not because it's shameful, but because I want to end up working in corporate America, and I don't want people to start sending these podcasts to like a corporation.
Hold on.
that
That's
I
why
work
you're
in.
sucking?
Why do you think that your stream hasn't popped off yet?
The last time I was on the show, I wasn't trying to become a live streamer. I only like recently decided that in the last couple of weeks. So my show hasn't popped off yet because I literally haven't had the time to like start that career yet.
Sure.
That's it.
It's not that much time. It's like a couple hours a day. I mean, the harsh
I said
realization.
weeks though. I'm talking like it takes like how long did it take for you to build your platform? You were on YouTube for years, dude.
Yeah, no, I started
How long
live
did it
streaming.
take before you got your like
Live
first
streaming, I
million?
started live streaming 1 year ago.
I got
You started live streaming after you already established a YouTube career though. So that took years in the making, and then
She's
your
right.
live stream popped off because
You're
you
not
already
like
had
me
the
who
basic
did.
foundation.
He's not like me who did 500,000 views overnight on my first day with no game release.
Okay.
I just exhaled in a microphone. But your Cope podcast, keep it going.
Right.
You guys will be
The
successful.
harsh realization
Mine
is
also.
like, even though you guys are good at arguing and everything, you're going to slowly realize that the only value you really add is arguing with men. Is breaking us down, is
Yeah,
like
'cause I
going
eat your
combating your
ass up,
point,
low key.
is asking questions and going here and arguing with us.
Low key eating
The
your ass.
harsh realization is like when you actually stream on your own, if you don't have your titties out or there's no OnlyFans funnel, if you're not extremely attractive, nobody's going to want to watch you. Like women aren't
Wait,
going to want
you
to watch
said
it.
arguing
men are
with
gonna-
men is the same as like breaking them down. You think that like women trying to like challenge you and debate you is breaking you down?
There's no chance that any of us here would ever talk to you about this extensively if it was not being monetized. No chance. There's no chance. What am I saying that's wrong? Like
Wait, no,
nobody in here
it's
would engage with
crazy.
you for this long. I would just
You're
like,
the foil characters to make us look smart.
do you think I really want to sit here for hours and argue by why the exception is not the rule?
Same
Like
here.
for hours and hours. It's content.
Same
Like,
here.
it's never
literally
going to happen.
content. I don't disagree with you.
But the
It's
whole point
content.
is you're never
No,
going to
but
be able to
what's
do your own
interesting-
stream.
I have done. I've
you
done
just
my
have
own,
to argue
okay,
with men.
Whoa. I've done my own shoes before, but I just want to bring up the fact that I think it's funny that you're saying like, oh, I'm trying to like break down men. When earlier I've been saying, and in my previous appearances too, hey, I think men are capable. I think men should be responsible, and they're capable of being responsible. Like, hey, I think men have it worse in social media than women do. And yet I'm the one breaking down men, while you guys are the ones being like, oh no, like if he's a deadbeat, like it's a woman's fault. Instead of talking about shoulds and how men are capable human beings.
But why-
So who's pushing men down?
But why waste what's left of your IQ criticizing the gender that's killing themselves? Why don't you criticize your gender who never kills
I
themselves?
criticize
You guys
both.
have no
Women attempt
problems.
suicide more often than men. They're just not,
Attempt?
but they're just
Oh
not as
my
successful.
God.
They're
I
just
don't
not as
care. I
successful.
How are you guys
criticize
bad
both.
at that? Bad at everything else? You can't even delete yourself properly? Get the job done.
No, I criticize both. I don't try to shield one
He's
gender
joking.
from
He's
the
joking. He's
other.
joking. He's joking.
I'm just
Joking.
joking.
Like,
But I mean, that's the bigger point is that like you're only going to be able to add value when we roast you or when your arguments get debunked. But like when you sit there alone and there's no men around to go and just like nag at, nobody's going to want to
Wait,
watch
why
it
do you invite female guests on your stream then?
because it's content. It's easy.
But do you think they add value to your content?
It's funny when they get made fun
But
of and they say
do you think
stupid
they
stuff.
add value to your
Adding
content?
value by not knowing 3 countries, if that's value, then sure. But like, it's just funny.
But I don't think that's what you invite women on your stream to do.
Yeah, it is.
Name countries,
there
really? Wouldn't you say what? Like, why?
Because it's fun. It's the funny for the men to watch it and be like, "Yo, this is what women are actually like."
So if
Yeah,
you
yeah,
didn't have
still gonna
women,
fuck
would
with
you
us.
still provide value?
Yeah, I streamed today without a woman. It's just me talking to my camera.
Great. I've also streamed without talking to
how's
men.
it going?
It goes pretty well. I just haven't done it consistently because I have another job.
There are women streamers who are successful.
And they have titties out.
No, there's some that
Pokemon?
don't.
Pokemon doesn't have her
Denims does political
Who do you
content.
think watches Pokemon?
I don't know.
Do you
I
think
don't watch
Pokemon's
Pokemon.
funny?
I don't know who that is.
But you said like
I don't
you like the
I didn't
movie
know who you
streamers,
were
but here's
or
an
him.
example of a female
Right,
streamer.
she's basically the girlfriend replacement for all these dudes. This lonely simps who just watch it. Pokemon's not funny.
You
She's
were
not
saying that she
entertaining.
has to get in her attraction or like attention through like
boobs,
like being a booby streamer, but Pokemon dresses modestly.
Well, for her
and she gets
followers,
thousands of concurrents. How do you explain it?
Here's how you explain it. Compare her follower count to any channel that's male on her level.
French fried
She's the
girl.
lowest viewers.
Yeah, how does Sneeko
literally
explain it?
1,000 dudes, even with less followers, have higher viewer
He
count.
was saying-
she's like at the bottom.
No,
showing her what?
I think it's kind of interesting that you're like, oh, well, if you're not appealing to men or whatever, then you have like no views. But you guys appeal to men also. You guys give the best friend experience. You guys give the look, if you work out,
No,
like,
I
you'll feel
don't.
better.
I've been saying for years, I
I'm
hate
talking
my
about
chat.
Sneeko
They're
right now.
ATMs
But
and I take their
anyways,
money.
Okay, either way, you give some sort of bro experience. That's what people watch you for. That's all of social media are parasocial relationships.
Yeah, but
That's
we're-
it.
we're
if
not-
it's for
yeah, but
stream,
the
if somebody
difference-
is watching you,
the-
it's because they think you're entertaining and you're providing some
But
sort
we're
of value
not
to them.
arousing them and manipulating their sexual reproductive parts for money like you hookers. We're not doing that. We're just
You're
homies.
manipulating their loneliness. You're manipulating literally how lonely they are, how they don't have friends to go outside in real life. So they watch you to get the secondhand experience of broness.
No, because it's funny. Do you think like women are funny?
I think you literally laughed at Chew on Head the other day. So
What?
you think women are funny too.
Who?
Chew on Head.
Name one funny woman.
Chew on Head. You literally were laughing at her.
I'm funny as fuck.
You know,
No, 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 no.
laugh
Yeah.
all day.
Name a female comedian. Let's go. Lose.
Halo.
Who?
Halo.
Monique.
Name a female comedian in the mainstream.
Oh, who's the woman who's on Showtime? She
Yo,
has her own.
the- There's like
Amy
You don't know her name, you'll be crying.
Z-Way is her name.
And you know what's funny is when
Tiffany Haddish.
just
Yeah, I was
give
gonna
up.
say Tiffany Haddish.
When women try to be funny,
I'm at 4.
when women try to be funny, they actually emulate the temperament and behavior of a man.
All of the women in what was that? Bridesmaids.
Yeah,
great
Kristen
movie.
Wiig is funny.
She's so funny.
Fat whores.
You lost me at Amy
Yeah, what's my
Schumer.
one
Kristen Wiig is the girl from Pitch Perfect.
Yeah, Fat Amy.
Yeah, Fat Amy.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Oh,
can't think of her
Fat
name right
Amy.
now.
I mean, this is the reason I brought this up is because feminists on here, they really want to be equal so bad, and a lot of it is resentment. So they'll come and they'll argue for things that they don't really believe in or that make any sense. But it comes from resentment
Literally,
because even
you're
though
coming
you're
out of nowhere, you're like pivoting right now.
No,
Like,
I'm
we
not
just
pivoting.
gave you a bunch of female comedians, and now you're like, oh, you see the
Yeah,
feminists.
Amy Schumer. We're gonna compare Amy Schumer to Dave
No one
Chappelle.
brought up
Cat
Amy
Williams.
We
Are you
didn't-
fucking
you
joking me?
asked us for female comedians. Literally, this whole panel, we were able to give you
What's your
multiple.
favorite Amy
What?
Schumer
You
joke?
coped for 20
I never
minutes.
said I never said I like Amy Schumer.
I
But
said Kristen
anyways,
Wiig.
you guys go and now you're like, oh, you see the feminists are so angry. How about you engage with our points instead of pivoting to a random rant
Amy
that
Schumer's
doesn't
not
have to
funny.
do
There's
with
no
this
point in arguing
conversation?
that Amy
You're
Schumer's
fighting
We
not
all
funny.
said
Nobody
Amy
said
Schumer
Amy
is.
Schumer.
Come on.
I said Amy
Even
Schumer.
the girls are not.
Ladies,
No one
ladies,
thinks Amy Schumer's
ladies,
funny.
ladies. I think the takeaway here is that in general, women are able to monetize on their beauty, right? Very easily. But the negative is that women are rarely taken serious, even if they do provide value to some degree.
Exactly.
Men, on the other hand, have to provide value. It's mandatory. Women provide value on an elective level if they're attractive enough.
Wait,
right?
Myron,
So,
men monetize their
can I-
looks also. Well, we can like Hassan. Hassan is one of the most viewed Twitch streamers, and he's
let's not do the exception to the rule.
Wait, I just want to finish.
Because that's where
Byron,
this
can
is
you
going.
finish? I want to know.
People aren't tuning in to him because of the way that he looks. They tune in because they are also retard liberals and agree with his points most of the time. Now, is there a subset of few women that like him? Oh, I think he's hot, I'm going to watch. Cool, but women don't get visually stimulated to the same degree that men do. Women are overwhelmingly control pornography, strip clubs, OnlyFans, all that other stuff because men are visually stimulated, so women are able to monetize that.
Yes.
Okay. Now, real quick, with the female comedians, right? You guys are saying, oh, there's female comedians, etc. That's cool, but they're insignificant to male comedians because male comedians have a much bigger impact. People pay more money to see them, and in general, let's be honest here, most women are not as funny as men are because women don't have the same. How do I say this? Burn of performance to develop themselves personally. I've been on dates with a bunch of hot girls. Guess what? A lot of them are fucking morons. Why? Because when a girl's beautiful enough, she doesn't have to improve herself because men will take her as she comes. However, as a man, you have to develop yourself to some degree where you're able to carry a conversation, have some experiences, etc. Men must work on themselves. For women, it's elective.
Here's a woman making a joke. You're trying to fuck her, so you're like fake laughing. She goes, "Oh my God, I was with Sneeko. We went to the movies," and I'm like, and she's like, and I'm just like, and we got popcorn, and it was like, and I'm like, bitch, where's the punchline? They can't do it. They can't actually make a joke. They all get confused that like they don't understand how to structure
Your
it.
mom made you.
Sorry,
but she's not.
And real quick, I just want to say, shout out to our boy.
She got stop lying. She's fucking.
She's so funny. So it's not that there aren't women comedians. It's that women comedians are insignificant when you compare them to their male counterparts. Men typically do most things better than women, unfortunately.
And that's the problem, because she brought up the question to feminists, do you think you're equal? And even though you guys are smart, you're able to engage and argue, you'll just never be as good as us at what we do.
Oh my God.
I don't even know where to begin there.
Well, here's the thing.
It's resentment. Feminism is resentment. That's the point.
The reason why is because the reason why men typically are better at women at a multitude of things is because men must create something. Men have to be competent. There's no, it's do or die for men. For women, it's do or get saved by a man if you're pretty enough. Men have to be successful from a mandatory standpoint because we face consequences if we're losers. Women don't face consequences if they're losers.
Right.
A chick will wake up, smoke all day, wake up, get invited to a boat, meet Future, be networking with celebrities and rappers, millionaires, etc., and get in rooms with people way more successful than her without providing any value. Versus men don't get these same opportunities. So men must be competent.
Myron, I would agree with you if literally all the stats didn't disagree with that narrative, right? The vast majority of people marry and are in relationships within their income bracket, within their social bracket. The vast majority of people marry and are in relationships within their income bracket, within their social bracket. This idea of marrying up happens very rarely, if ever. The vast majority of people don't have those opportunities.
The cheaters and the 80% divorce rate is what you're talking about?
No, I'm just saying.
Are you talking about a healthy
First
relationship?
of all, most people don't cheat. And second of all, when it comes to relationships, people marry within their bracket. They're not, the higher class man or whatever. No, they stay with the options that they have.
And actually, college-educated women are actually more likely to have a successful marriage.
Okay, see, I love that you guys are saying marry. That does not take into account the date she's been on, the men she's been around, the people she's met, the opportunity she's been given, etc. That doesn't account for any of that because there's no way to statistically assess that. However, it is irrefutable that women have far more opportunities than men do. That's a fact.
Within their income bracket.
That's wrong, PC. You're such an iron, PC.
How many?
Stop. A woman that has no social status, if she's pretty enough, can be in a room with a bunch of men that do have social status if she's pretty enough.
Exactly.
They could, but that's not what's happening.
We're talking about the vast majority of people, right? We're not talking about exceptions.
Even an average woman can move to LA at 17 and figure it out. If Myron and I went at 17 years old to LA, we'd starve to death. Any woman can just move to LA with no job.
There's no way to quantify that. So you can't.
Well, we can.
You have to use common sense for some things.
I don't disagree with you. But when we quantify the fact that, most people, women who are poor, they can't afford to go fly to LA and meet, even go.
Baby, you're missing the point. Say she can because someone's going to fly her out because she's pretty.
That's how fly her out.
Instagram.
It's literally you're pretty enough. Future or Drake will tell you to come to a party.
She's still going to keep arguing.
These niggas is not getting invited to Future and Drake's party, bro.
She's never going to stop.
Even female crackheads have a tent to go to. The men are under a bridge and shit. They're coping.
You were on whatever podcast, yes?
Yeah.
You flew to LA?
Yeah.
Did you pay for that flight?
I did not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you pay for your meals?
Her Sims did. Her Sims paid for it. I watched it.
Sorry, I like you. I just wanted to.
Hey. Here's the thing. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm the vast majority of women. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna pretend. The vast majority of people
are. You're
not
losing
in
every
entertainment.
angle.
The vast majority of people are literally in working class jobs or jobs like that. The vast majority of women are not texting Drake and suddenly getting a DM from him. Let's not pretend these celebrities don't have millions of DMs to begin with. The vast majority who are poor stay with poor people.
Hold on, stop the show. The fact you're even on this platform right now shows female privilege.
You I'm privileged.
Stop,
100%. Cool.
Stop.
Yeah.
Myron is mad. He's like, the fact that your ugly ass is on here.
Proving my point. What I'm saying is that you don't necessarily have an audience. You're not getting that many views yet. You're on a podcast right now with millions of subscribers, millions of views, etc. Right? Big platform. You're able to do that. Why? Because you're female. So a man, though, would have to work a lot harder than you, build up a platform, be comparable, where it's an actual value
He's
exchange
talking about
to get
me.
an opportunity to come on. So what I'm saying is that women are presented far more opportunities than men do simply by being a female. That's irrefutable, and your own experience validates that. An average woman, right? An average woman commands more opportunities in the sexual marketplace than a top tier guy.
The average woman is not meeting a billionaire or a millionaire.
But she can. That's
where?
not happening.
You met Byron. You're average. You just met a millionaire. You fucking retard.
Wait, you think you're above average?
She's exceptional. She said she's exceptional.
I literally come from an upper middle class background. I'm not gonna pretend like I've had to.
It has nothing to do with your background.
Oh my God! I came from an upper middle class background.
No, I didn't. I am. If I was poor, I would have to be working right now.
Nobody's talking about your socioeconomic background.
Obviously, that comes into play, but not the background.
So are you saying you're better than all these girls here? Are you better than all these girls here? Is that what you're saying?
Have I been with what?
Are you better
than all these girls here?
No, I never said I was better.
She said she's exceptional.
Hold on. Let's make sure that we have Pixie. What are you arguing for?
No, what I'm saying.
Can we move on from her? I told you she was going to do this whole show.
You guys keep saying
don't
that,
bully autistic people. Go ahead, Big Z.
You guys keep saying. No, what I'm arguing in particular is that most women are not Instagram baddie, hotties, whatever. Not even average-looking women. Most women are literally doing working-class jobs in middle to lower class. They're not meeting these millionaires or billionaires. They're literally just stuck within their own socioeconomic bubble. The whole idea that like, oh no, these women are like, getting flown out to Dubai or whatever. That's a subsection of a subsection of a subsection of the population. So that's what I'm
the
trying
fact
to
that
say.
you got flown out to LA proves this point.
No,
Who
it
the
doesn't.
fuck
It literally proves the opposite. I'm literally upper middle class. So you
Nobody.
laugh at
Do you
it.
think anybody paid for your flight because you're upper middle class?
no.
But do you genuinely think that had anything to do with your socioeconomic background?
No, listen. The fact that I could stream to begin with without having to work full-time jobs somewhere else.
Oh, you're a liar. If you didn't
Crackheads
have
can stream. You see the phone.
Pixie,
How many
don't
poor
kill
people do you
yourself,
see
Pixie.
stream?
But if you didn't have a vagina, you'd be running here. You'd be
how
on a
many poor-
skateboard coming to my room.
Again,
Are you
you're
fucking
pivoting.
joking?
How many poor people do you see stream? Usually they have to have at least a little bit of wealth so that they can afford to take time of their job so that they can stream. And streaming isn't
That's just
lucrative at
not
the
true.
beginning.
I've seen so many broke people just stand on the
Okay,
block
I'm
and go
sorry.
live on Instagram all day. It's not that hard.
Oh my god. Okay, I don't know what to say. If you're making money off a streamer, if you're being
See, this is an example of arguing in bad faith. What we're
Yeah,
simply saying is that women that have no socioeconomic status, women that don't have anything, can still be in a room and get opportunities with men that are significantly higher than them on a social totem pole. That's what we're arguing.
All right, Chad. I'm about to get off, man. I gotta go get some nicotine. Yeah, y'all could roast me and shit. Roast me in the chat. But niggas need a little fix. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'm probably gonna stream tomorrow, and I'm definitely gonna stream Saturday, Sunday. So be